That's right, today I'm going to be doing my predictions for Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, so then today I'm going to be going over my predictions for Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm going to be talking about each character, where I think the story's going to go, what I think will happen, and of course I'm also going to do a little quick bit to do with Thanos and the end credit scene of the film. First of all, just want to say my previous film, Transformers 4 Age of Extinction review, I'm really sorry about the quality of the video. I'm really not sure why the quality was really shit. My computer was just being a dickhead, to be honest. But anyway, let's get started. So the first character up, I'm just going to talk about our main Guardians first. It's Star-Lord, who is played by Chris Pratt. What is it with Chris Pratt lately? I mean, no one had heard of him about 2 years ago. Now he's done the Lego movie, he's got Guardians come out. This guy's going to be one of the biggest actors going, without a doubt. So anyway, I think this character is going to be really cool. Judging from the trailers, I think he's got a really cool swag about him. He looks like a really straightforward guy. He's got a lot of character to him. I think he's going to be a really cool hero. I can't wait to see him in the Avengers 3, because I presume they're going to tie Guardians in with the Avengers at some point, not just through the villains. So I think it'll be Avengers 3 when we see the Guardians team up with the Avengers. And I think he's going to be really cool with the other Avengers. I can't wait to see that. So the next character up, we've got Rocket Raccoon and Groot. Of course, Groot being done by Van Diesel, sorry. Can't speak. Now, a lot of people feel that the actor who's doing his voice is wasted, because all Groot says is, "I am Groot," like a freaking Pokemon. What a waste of a character, to be honest. I think it's more of a waste to the character than the actor, because I think, look at him, he looks like such a badass, Groot. And why can't he speak? I mean, he'd be like Herschel of the Marvel Universe. Anyway, that might be a bit of a silly reference, but I don't care. So you know what? He's really acting as they said in the trailers, Rocket's like strength, really, because Rocket Raccoon, you know, he's so small. When he punches you, it most probably only feels like your little baby sister's flicking you. So whereas when Groot punches you, bam, that's gonna hurt. He's a freaking giant tree. So I think this character is going to be really cool. He looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait to see him. And then of course we got Rocket Raccoon, who's being done by Bradley Cooper. I had a feeling for quite a while that Bradley Cooper, because he likes to get in on a lot of movies, I find, and I thought, you know, he's going to get in this Marvel universe somewhere. But when? Guardians of the Galaxy. And from the trailers, he looks like a really cocky character, but I love that. He's like the Iron Man or the Robert Downey Jr. of the Guardians team. He's a really funny guy. I mean, at the little 30 seconds end scene on the latest trailer where he's talking about a bomb in a box, it made me laugh. This character's going to be funny. He's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see him. Next character up is Gamora, being played by Zoe Saldana. Sorry. I mucked this up the last time I filmed the video. Of course, she's the adopted daughter of... she's the adopted daughter of Thanos, the Mad Titan. We'll get to him. She's a murderer, and I think now she's just trying to do right. She's been growing up in this galaxy, raised by the most evil man you're ever going to think of, you know. Now she's trying to do good by herself, you know. So her character development is going to be really good in this film, I think. Next up, we got Drax, being played by, I think he's a WWE wrestler. I know he's a wrestler, but I don't know whether he's WWE or not. I'm not too good with wrestling. But anyway, I mean, he looks really cool. He looks badass. I mean, I've never seen this guy in a film before, so I'm looking forward to that. Batista is his name. But, I mean, it doesn't work all the time, wrestlers being actors, because Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, I'm not a big fan of him. A few people are, but me personally, I don't like him as an actor, to be honest, very much. But anyway, we've all got our own opinions. The next character up, we're moving on to the villains now, is Ronan the Accuser. And Ronan the Accuser is more or less Thanos' henchman. Thanos is pulling the strings. Don't worry, he's going to be present in this film, I'm sure. But Ronan is going to be our main villain. And I really like that, because lately in films, I don't think we've had a really good villain. I'm going to be honest, God. Talking about the Marvel ones, let's go through them. Thor, the Goblin guy, played by Christopher, what's his surname? Eccleston. I mean, you know, he was a bit boring, dead in a couple of seconds. Captain America, the Winter Soldier was pretty good, but you know, come on, he ain't going to be around for too long. And compared to some villains, he's as weak as shit. And then we've got the Mandarin from Iron Man 3. Don't even get me started on that shit. How they ruined that character. Okay, was not happy. But I'm to do a shout out to Ben Kingsley because he done a fantastic job. I loved him. But anyway, so I really feel that the Marvel Universe needs a good villain, which is why I'm glad Thanos is coming along. But of course, he's not going to be in this film as the main villain. So we're talking about Ronan here, and I think he's going to be a good villain. Next up, we got Nebula, the other adopted sister of daughter of Thanos, of course, sister to Gamora, played by what's her name, Karen Gilligan or something like that from Doctor Who. I don't watch Doctor Who, so I don't know much about her, but I have a feeling she's going to be a fun character. I don't think she'll die, so I think they're going to keep her around for maybe a Guardians of the Galaxy 2, because then they can develop her character a lot with Gamora, so that'd be really interesting. And then we've got Korath, I think that's how you pronounce it. I think he's going to be like a guardian of this new orb, this new Tesseract thing that they're going after. So yeah, that's good. He's going to be a cool character. And then we got Thanos. Here he is. Thanos, you know, he's going to be top dog. He's going to be pulling all the strings. He's going to be making sure everyone's in their place. And he's going to be the most badass character. But I'm going to talk about him a bit more in a minute. I'm going to come back to him. Next up, we got Michael Rooker, who's famous from The Walking Dead, I'd say. It's his most famous role, I'd say. Playing Yondu. I think he's going to be Chris Pratt's, Star-Lord's like boss. They're going to be I think he's going to be part of this pirate scavenge crew at the beginning, and Yondu's going to be the captain. You can see some sort of ship in the background here of this picture. I think that might be their ship. So that's going to be really cool. And then we've got Corpsman D, who is played by John C. Reilly. This character is going to be a lot of fun. I know he is because I love John C. Reilly. Step Brothers, don't get me started on that. He was brilliant in it. He nailed it. Funny guy, and I can't wait to see where they go with him. I think he's going to be like a commanding officer though, like a commander or something like that. And then his boss is going to be this woman here, Nova Prime. I think she's going to be a bit like the president or the prime minister or whatever you want to call it. This big planet it's going to be set on or whatever. And then of course we've got the Collector, who I also want to talk about. I'm not sure if he's going to be a big villain though, because in the last trailer it baffled me a bit how he's with the Guardians and he looks like he's helping them, even though it's only a 2-second scene. It looks like they're all getting along, there's no fighting, they're just talking. So, I don't know what they're going to be doing with this character, to be honest. And of course we all know him from the end credit scene of Thor: The Dark World. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about this. This is what I like to call the new Tesseract. So I think a lot of the story is going to evolve around the characters trying to get to this. So here's a picture of Yondu holding it. Then we've got the Collector holding it. And then we've got Korath holding it. So this is really cool. I think a lot of characters are going to be going after this. I think that at the start, when we first see this character here is going to have it. Him and his men. They're going to have it. It's going to be theirs. But of course Star-Lord is going to steal it. And I think Ronan, the Accuser, is also going to want it. So I think there's going to be a lot of clashing between these three things over it. I think the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be hired by Nova Prime. I reckon she's going to hire them. She's going to get them together, this team. Her and John C. Reilly. They're going to get them together and they're going to be like, we need this team. We need to send a good team after Roman. And we're going to kill the shit out of him. So yeah, that's what I think is going to happen in the story. It's going to be a lot of people chasing after this new Tesseract. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, the presence of Thanos, because a lot of people, including me, are really excited to see this character. Personally, I think we're only going to see one proper scene with him. It'll either be at the beginning, where he's giving Roman orders, or it's going to be at the end, where Roman's either lost and he's survived, because I personally think he could get killed off, which I'll explain in a minute why. And Thanos is basically going to tell him off. But basically, I think that the only times we're going to see him throughout the film will be like in Star Wars. When we get the holograms, he's going to be talking to Roman going, you need to do this, you need to do that, don't do this, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I mean, Thanos is going to have a presence in the film, but of course he doesn't have the Infinity Gauntlet at the minute, or we don't believe, because it was seen in Thor, so it's in Odin's chambers at the minute, we believe. And then, of course, he hasn't got all the power gems or whatever, because Collector's got one, we believe, and the Tesseract is in Odin's chamber as well, so he's not going to be hugely powerful at this point. He's still going to be pretty beastly strong, but not godlike at the minute. So Thanos at the minute is going to be on the sidelines, still pulling the strings, and still bringing a lot of harm to our characters through other characters like Roman. And then, now I'm going to talk about, sorry I lost where I was going, I'm going to talk about what characters I think are going to possibly die. For starters, none of the Guardians. I don't think they'll kill any of them because I think they're going to save them for the Avengers 3, and maybe they'll kill a few in that. because, you know, Avengers 3, that's when we're going to see Thanos in action, so he's got to kill someone. Or Guardians 2. The character that I think might die will be Ronan, because if Ronan survives, in the Avengers 3, when Thanos finally attacks, or at least that's when I believe he's going to attack, why would he attack? You'd think, okay, I'll send him in. I'll just pull the strings again. So I think Ronan will die personally, but you never know, it's Marvel. They like to do anything. I don't think Nebula will die, because she's another one I was considering, but I thought they could go further with Gamora's character development in future Marvel films. And because she's her adopted sister, she's the evil Gamora. Keeping her around could help develop her character a lot more. I think Korath will die trying to get this gem back, this new Tesseract back. I think he's going to go after it, try and get it back in his vaults or whatever. And I believe he will die in that process. I think Yondu's easily going to survive. I reckon we're going to see a bit more of him in future films. And maybe Nova Prime. Maybe I'm thinking either Nebula or Roman will come along and be like, ah, bitch, we don't want you around anymore. You're getting on our nerves. Trying to pull us down. Get out of the way. You're dead. So yeah, last thing that I want to talk about is going to be the end credit scene. And the end credit scene, I believe, is going to be Iron Man in space. There he is. That's the space armor. Now, they was originally going to build up to this a bit at the end of Iron Man, I believe. But because that's when Robert Downey Jr.'s contract expired, they didn't want to do an end credit scene of him and Hulk, or Hulk as a human, building this spacesuit, because Robert Downey Jr. might say, actually, you know what, I've had enough, I'm not coming back. And then it'd be like, we've just done this end credit scene to build up something with Robert Downey Jr. and he's not coming back, so there was no point of that. So personally, I don't think, I think that we're still going to see Iron Man in space, because he was originally a part of the Guardians team in the comic books. So yeah. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Sorry I had to show the pictures on my iPad, but the only problem is with the software that I use to edit my videos, they won't allow me just to put a picture here, so I can go, I'm talking about this character, like right here. It doesn't let me add pictures. It'll let me add text, but not pictures while I'm talking over the video. So I'm showing them on my iPad. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video and leave a comment. Thank you very much for watching.